Stop everything you are doing right now and look around you. Something extraordinary is happening right now. This message was delivered by the hands that moved the heavens and the earth. These words were read by the eyes that received them. This heart has received an exact revelation. It was not chance, it was not luck, it was not coincidence. This was undoubtedly a direct call from the higher dimensions. It was, in fact, a whisper from the infinite that finally found its way to you. You have felt a strange sensation for a long time, as if something very important was waiting to be discovered, as if a fundamental part of your own history remained hidden in the shadows. Now, the moment of revelation has arrived. It is time to understand. There's a sacred heritage in your veins, a powerful legacy that has spanned generations, and now pulses within you, waiting for you. Someone you loved deeply left an indelible mark on your life. That beloved soul planted eternal seeds in the garden of your destiny. Those seeds remained dormant until your spirit was mature enough to bring them to fruition. That moment has arrived. It is impossible not to notice. Certain inexplicable sensations visit us at unexpected moments. Do you feel sudden chills when there is no reason for it? Do you feel lonely tears for no apparent reason? Do you feel a comforting sense of not being alone, even when you are? These phenomena are by no means a figment of your imagination. These are undoubtedly subtle touches from the beyond. They are unmistakable signs that there is an active connection between you and those who have already crossed the veil of eternity. True love has a unique characteristic. It transcends the barriers of physical death. When someone loves us with purity and intensity, that feeling creates invisible bridges that connect hearts across dimensions. It establishes bonds that even final separation cannot break. This has happened to you. The love that this special person dedicated to you has created a direct channel between the material and spiritual worlds. This allows blessings, protection, and guidance to flow constantly in your direction. During this entire period of physical absence, you have undoubtedly felt that you have been left without guidance, abandoned by the heavens and forgotten by the higher powers. The reality is completely different. I can assure you that you have never been alone, not even for a second. You feel a constant presence at your side, a protective energy that accompanies your every step, witnesses your every tear, and celebrates your every achievement. Activate your spiritual protection shield now. Right, I now activate my spiritual protection shield in the comments. You will undoubtedly seal your energy with the power of angels and prevent any shadow from approaching. Now, follow me. Understand that this message has come to you today, at this exact moment in your journey, for a specific reason. It was not your conscious choice that brought you here. It was a higher calling, a call that echoed through the celestial spheres until it found your heart ready to receive truths that you could not previously bear. There is something powerful moving behind the scenes of your existence. Invisible forces are aligning circumstances, arranging encounters, and preparing opportunities that will soon manifest tangibly in your physical reality. Doors that have been closed for years will begin to open naturally. People who can contribute to your growth will appear in your path in seemingly casual ways. Your blocked financial resources will come to you. But before all these external transformations materialize, internal work must be done. Your heart is being deeply healed at this very moment as you listen to these words. The light of understanding is revealing old wounds. The energy of unconditional love is dissolving deep-rooted fears. Divine mercy forgives the guilt you have carried unnecessarily. I can assure you that your loved one did not leave carrying disappointment or resentment toward you. On the contrary, they left overflowing with gratitude for every moment shared, for every gesture of affection received, for every demonstration of love you exchanged. They did more than that. They left making specific requests to heaven on your behalf. They left interceding for your happiness, and they left entrusting your name and your future to higher powers. Recognize now that you are not a victim of life's circumstances. You are chosen by higher dimensions. Your mission is sacred and goes far beyond your current understanding. You have been selected to be a link of transformation in your family line. You are destined to be a channel of healing for past and future generations. You will be an instrument of blessing for all those who cross your path. We understand perfectly that this sacred heritage that runs through your veins is not just emotional comfort. Awaken to a reality that goes far beyond what your physical eyes can see. The heritage you carry within you is not just an emotional legacy, but a real transfer of gifts, skills, and abilities that were carefully cultivated by that beloved soul and are now being activated within you. Your intuition is undoubtedly keener since that person passed away. I know exactly how you began to sense things before they even happened. How is it possible for words of wisdom to flow from your mouth without you knowing where they came from? There is no doubt that these are not coincidences or psychological effects of grief. These concrete manifestations are unequivocal proof of a spiritual transfer that occurred at the moment of the soul's transition to other dimensions. The sacred phenomenon of the soul is unknown to many. When someone who loves us deeply leaves this life, a part of their purest spiritual soul remains anchored in ours, creating a bond of purpose that allows us to accomplish what they did not have time to complete. To receive this strength in your life, write in the comments now, "My energy is sacred and no evil has power over me." From this point on, nothing will be the same. You have within you the mission, the unfulfilled dreams, the unanswered prayers, and the unfinished projects of those who have departed. Taking on this responsibility is undoubtedly the greatest gift you could receive. Along with it, you have also received all the spiritual tools necessary to carry it out with excellence. Lately, you have been feeling a sense of inner restlessness. You know you should be doing something different. You are certain that there is a greater purpose for you, waiting to be discovered. This restlessness is not anxiety or personal dissatisfaction. Your soul is calling you to take your rightful place as the continuer of a lineage of light, as the guardian of family secrets that need to be revealed, and as a bridge between worlds that need to be reconnected. It is essential to understand something specific about the moment we are living in. Higher forces are releasing special resources for those who are willing to fully embrace their spiritual heritage. The package includes material resources, but it does not stop there. These energetic resources, divine connections, angelic protections, and dimensional openings are the key to a radical transformation of your life experience. In this context of spiritual empowerment, there's a set of sacred tools that has been prepared specifically for this moment of transition you are experiencing. The resources channeled directly from the higher realms are designed to accelerate your spiritual activation process and ensure that you have everything you need to safely navigate this new phase of your journey. The link to access these tools is in the pinned comment or in the description of this video. At certain times in life, additional support is needed to sustain such profound transformations. I have to tell you something that will be difficult to accept, but it is essential for your growth. You were not chosen for this mission because you were the most prepared or the strongest in your family. You were handpicked. They knew you were the most sensitive, the most compassionate, the most capable of feeling the pain of others and transforming it into healing. Your sensitivity, which may have been interpreted as a weakness, is in fact your greatest power. The tears you shed during this period of mourning were not signs of weakness. The purification rituals prepared your heart to receive revelations. Only souls who know both pain and love intimately can understand them. Every drop that fell from your eyes was an offering to the heavens, proof of your ability to love unconditionally, a demonstration of your aptitude to carry sacred responsibilities. Click "Thank you" if this message touched you and you want to help it reach others who also need to awaken to their spiritual heritage. This simple gesture is essential to keep alive the mission of enlightening those who do not yet recognize their own power. My gratitude is immense. The person who passed away knew perfectly well that you had the unique gift of transforming suffering into wisdom, loss into gain, absence into presence. She observed you for years, studied how you reacted to adversity, closely followed the evolution of your consciousness. and concluded that you were the only person in the family capable of receiving and properly managing the inheritance she was about to leave. This inheritance has positive aspects and blessings, but it also has negative aspects. It is important to understand this. You have a responsibility to break negative patterns that have been repeated in your lineage for generations, to heal ancestral wounds that have been passed down from parents to children for decades, and to transform family curses into abundant blessings. To accomplish a task of this magnitude, it is essential to go through the process of deconstruction and reconstruction that grief provides. During all those months or years of pain, you were not just suffering a loss. You were being molded, prepared, and strengthened internally to bear the weight of the responsibility that has now been entrusted to you. Every sleepless night was a vigil of preparation. Every moment of solitude was an involuntary spiritual retreat. Every unanswered question was an exercise in developing your faith. At this point, it is crucial that we dive deeper into this mystery. We need to delve deeper into this mystery of the inheritance that is unfolding in your life. This spiritual transfer is undoubtedly the greatest you have ever imagined. It is not just about receiving isolated gifts or abilities. You are being integrated into a heavenly network of souls working together to fulfill specific purposes on the earthly plane. Your participation in this network was planned before your birth. That beloved person who has passed away was not just a loved one in your life. They were your primary spiritual partner, your designated guide, to prepare you during the early years of your earthly existence for this exact moment of activation. They planned everything in detail. Every piece of advice, every gesture of affection, every example of life. Everything was designed to build the foundation necessary to sustain what is to come. Now write in the comments, "Where light dwells, no shadow remains." This statement is the seal of your courage, faith, and spiritual rebirth. Continuing the message, it is impossible not to notice how certain abilities have begun to emerge in you spontaneously after this person's departure. Your ability to understand people has improved dramatically. You have gained a keen insight into how to spot lies more easily, how to sense the true intentions behind words, and how to identify when someone is going through difficulties, even when they try to hide them. I am certain that these are not natural consequences of maturing. They are direct activations of abilities that were dormant and have been awakened by the energy released at the moment of transition. The spiritual law is clear. When a soul evolves to higher dimensions, it can transfer some of its developed talents to souls who are still on the physical plane. For this to happen, it is essential that these souls have a connection of true love and are prepared to use these talents in a constructive way. This is precisely what has happened to you. I can assure you that these are not just memories or feelings. You have inherited real abilities, authentic spiritual powers, and functional energetic tools. With great power comes great responsibility. That is why this activation process did not happen immediately after your departure. It was essential that you first go through a period of emotional purification, inner strengthening, and development of your spiritual maturity. You had to demonstrate to the higher dimensions that you would be able to handle these gifts properly, without allowing yourself to be corrupted by ego or vanity. During this period, your spiritual guides watched you closely, monitoring all your reactions, choices, and emotional fluctuations. They knew exactly what they were doing. They were assessing whether you would use pain to become bitter or compassionate, whether you would use loss to close yourself off from the world, or to open yourself up to greater possibilities, whether you would turn absence into despair or into motivation to grow. You passed the test. Your soul is pure, which allows you to carry spiritual powers without becoming corrupt. You are humble, which allows you to receive higher guidance without considering yourself self-sufficient. You face great responsibilities without cowering because you have the necessary courage. Now, the tools that were once restricted to initiates of more advanced levels are available to you. One of these tools is the ability to perceive synchronicities with impressive clarity. The events in your life are connected in surprising ways. The right people appear at exactly the right moments when you need them. Important information comes to you through the most unlikely channels. This is not luck or coincidence. The entire universe is reorganizing itself to support your mission. Your ability to energetically influence the environments you pass through is being activated. Places that were once heavy or negative will naturally transform when you are present. Talk to them. You will make them feel more hopeful. Your intervention will be crucial in resolving situations that seemed unsolvable. You will also have the gift of the anointed word. Your casual conversations will have a profound spiritual impact, touching people's hearts. The advice you give will seem simple or obvious, but it will be a transformative revelation to those who hear it. The prayers you say for others will be surprisingly effective. Your words of comfort will bring peace that is beyond human understanding. The most important gift you are receiving is undoubtedly the ability to break generational curses through your own transformation. The destructive patterns that have repeated themselves in your family for decades will be automatically broken by the new energy now flowing through you. Addictions, illnesses, toxic relationships, chronic financial problems, and hereditary depression are blockages that prevent your generation from passing on to future generations. You will become an ancestral purifier. You will be able to cleanse your own destiny and that of your family line. Your spiritual work will even benefit your deceased relatives, and your living relatives will experience positive transformations in their own lives, even without understanding why. Understand, this mission is not something you can choose to accept or refuse. You must realize that this mission is not something you can choose to accept or refuse at your personal convenience. This calling is not just for you, but for an entire network of souls who are interconnected through karmic ties and shared purposes. They have chosen you, prepared you, and empowered you. You are now officially activated for service. This does not mean that you have lost your autonomy, nor that you have become a passive instrument in the hands of higher forces. It means that your true essence is finally being released to express itself fully. Your most authentic talents are being directed toward causes that truly matter. Your life is taking on a meaning that goes far beyond personal survival or the pursuit of individual satisfaction. In the coming days and weeks, you will notice concrete changes in your external reality that will confirm everything that has been revealed. People from your past will contact you in unexpected ways. This will bring important opportunities or information. Blocked financial resources will find their way to you. Problems that seemed unsolvable will begin to resolve themselves naturally. Doors that have been closed for years will open without force. Now write in the comments, "I am guided, protected, and strengthened by the angels of goodness." This affirmation is the seal of your courage, faith, and spiritual rebirth. Continuing the message, these external transformations will only manifest fully after the inner work is complete. Forgive yourself for everything you should have done differently in relation to the person who left. You must let go of the guilt you feel for not saying what you thought, for not enjoying the moments, for not giving your love. Guilt is an energy block. It is not just an unnecessary emotional burden. It prevents the full activation of your new powers. I can assure you that the person who left did not hold any resentment towards you. They understood perfectly that you did the best you could under the circumstances and limitations you had at the time. They realized that your love was real and deep, even when it couldn't be expressed perfectly. They knew that you would have other opportunities to connect, other ways to show affection, other levels of relationship that would transcend physical barriers. Physical death is not the end of a relationship. It is merely a transformation in the way it expresses itself. The channel of communication has not been cut off, it has just changed frequency. Verbal communication has given way to nonverbal communication through intuitions, synchronicities, dreams, and energetic sensations. Now when you need it most, you receive comfort through a subtle presence instead of physical hugs. If this message has truly touched you, please support this mission. It is a gesture of love. Click "Thank you" so that more people can receive words that save, welcome, and awaken. This new form of relationship is purer and more powerful than anything you have experienced while on the physical plane, because now there is no filter of human personalities, bodily limitations, or material distractions. Love is pure and true. Two souls recognize each other as eternal partners and unite in journeys of mutual growth. Your most important responsibility is to become a living example that it is possible to overcome devastating loss and emerge from the experience stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Those around you observe how you have dealt with absence, how you have found ways to continue living despite the pain, and how you have discovered meaning amid the absurdity of loss. Your healing process is not only personal, it is a beacon of hope for all those who face or will face similar situations. Your ability to transform grief into legacy, absence into presence, end into beginning, is an inspiration and guidance for those who need concrete proof that it is possible to overcome the unbearable and celebrate life. Your mission is clear: to be an inspiring example. You are being prepared to have a significant impact on people's lives by becoming an active agent of change and healing. Your experience of pain and recovery gives you the spiritual credentials to access and comfort wounded parts of the human soul. Only those who have gone through the same kind of suffering have the knowledge necessary to reach these parts. You will realize that when you talk to someone who is experiencing similar losses, your words will have a profound impact and will be authentic, thus breaking through normally impenetrable emotional defenses. Offer comfort to those who suffer, and you will see that the comfort you provide heals deeply, beyond what conventional psychological techniques or motivational cliches are capable of doing. You will become a specialized translator of the language of grief. You will give voice to feelings that people cannot express, validate experiences that others consider strange or abnormal, and offer hope based on real personal evidence rather than abstract theories about emotional recovery. It is also necessary to recognize and prepare for the material dimension of this inheritance in order to receive it. It is also necessary to recognize and prepare for the material part of this inheritance in order to receive it. Higher forces are not limited to the spiritual realm. They also organize physical circumstances to ensure that you have all the resources you need to fulfill the mission entrusted to you. This means that significant financial transformations are being prepared behind the scenes of your reality. In order to receive them without internal blocks, it is essential that you are energetically aligned. It is natural that you have faced economic difficulties or material restrictions recently. However, it is important not to lose sight of your efforts and qualifications, as these may be the key to overcoming these obstacles. These limitations were not punishments or signs of divine abandonment. They were necessary periods of financial purification and learning to trust in divine providence rather than relying solely on your own resources. They were also phases of developing practical faith in concrete areas of life. Now that you have demonstrated the ability to maintain hope when material circumstances were challenging, that you can be generous when your resources were limited, and that you did not allow financial difficulties to corrupt your character or values, you are undoubtedly a trustworthy person to manage greater material blessings. In the comments write, "The light that guides me is stronger than any darkness." This statement seals your connection to the abundance that is coming. Continuing, this material inheritance will come unexpectedly through channels you never imagined. It may be a forgotten document that reveals rights you didn't know you had. It may be someone from your past who reappears with an unexpected proposal. This job opportunity will appear when you least expect it. Your creative idea will undoubtedly be surprisingly lucrative when put into practice. It is important to understand that these provisions are not rewards for suffering or compensation for loss. These tools are essential for carrying out the spiritual work entrusted to you. It is impossible to help others effectively if your basic needs are not met. It is impossible to be a channel of blessings if you are always worried about your financial survival. Accept with gratitude and without guilt the resources that will flow to you. Don't let false concepts about spirituality prevent you from doing what is essential to your mission. Spiritual wealth and material stability are not contradictory concepts. They are, in fact, complementary aspects of a balanced and prosperous life in all dimensions. Your financial transformation will undoubtedly involve discovering and developing your commercially untapped talent. Grief and introspection have given you time to reconnect with your creative streak. Admittedly, the demands of daily life had caused this streak to lie dormant, but now it is awake and ready to be cultivated. These talents are ready to manifest themselves. Not only will they bring you personal satisfaction, but they will also generate substantial financial returns. You will find that your ability to help others will naturally become a source of income. The universe ensures that those who dedicate their lives to the well-being of others will have their needs abundantly met. So don't worry about charging for your services, because that's not what's important. It's an infallible spiritual law. The more you become a channel of blessing for others, the more blessings flow through you. In addition to personal and financial transformations, there's a family dimension to this inheritance that will affect not only you, but your entire network of close relationships. The healing energy that is being activated within you will naturally spread to other members of your family, creating waves of positive transformation that will reach people who are not even aware that you are going through this process of spiritual activation. Old conflicts between relatives will come to an end. Misunderstandings that seemed irreconcilable will find their way to mutual forgiveness. People who have been estranged for trivial reasons will feel an unshakable urge to reconnect. Health problems affecting family members will begin to show signs of improvement. Legal or bureaucratic issues that have been stalled for years will find unexpected solutions. You will become an unwitting energy harmonizer. Your mere presence will balance and pacify previously tense environments. Your inner transformation will create a magnetic field of peace around you, positively influencing everyone within your radius. You will notice clear changes in the way people respond to you. I can guarantee that individuals who were previously indifferent or even hostile will begin to show inexplicable respect and consideration. Your presence naturally attracts children and animals. People facing difficulties will naturally seek your presence, even if they cannot explain why. This is because your personal energy is being refined and raised to frequencies that naturally comfort, heal, and inspire other souls. You are becoming the blessed presence that the ancients spoke of, someone who radiates so much inner light that their mere existence is a blessing to the world. For all these transformations to consolidate and expand in the ideal way, it is necessary to take the final step. For all these transformations to consolidate and expand in the ideal way, you need to take the final step, which depends exclusively on your conscious decision to fully embrace the new identity that is emerging within you. It is not possible to live as if you were the same person you were before the departure of that beloved soul. You can no longer relate to the world in the same way as before, when you were unaware of the legacy you carry. This is the moment of your official declaration of emotional independence from the past and of total commitment to the future you are building. The time has come to leave behind once and for all the version of yourself that lived in emotional dependence. That version was defined by external relationships and constantly sought validation from the outside world in order to feel secure and valued. The person you are becoming is undoubtedly emotionally self-sufficient. You don't need love or companionship because you have discovered that you have an inexhaustible source of unconditional love to share generously. You are learning to love without attachment, to care without control, and to be present without losing yourself in the presence of others. Write in the comments, "I am at peace, I am in the light, I am protected." This affirmation seals your complete transformation and your new spiritual identity. Now prepare yourself for the final revelations. This new identity implies taking on responsibilities that go far beyond your immediate family or social circle. You are being chosen to be an agent of planetary transformation. You will actively contribute to the elevation of humanity's collective consciousness through your personal example of overcoming. and spiritual growth. This does not mean that you have to become a religious leader or spiritual teacher in the traditional sense. Live in such a way that your very existence becomes a living testimony that it is possible to find deep meaning amid the most challenging adversities, that it is possible to keep the faith even when all external evidence suggests despair, and that it is possible to love unconditionally even after experiencing devastating losses. Your life will undoubtedly be a spiritual work of art that will inspire other souls to discover their capacities for transformation and transcendence. There is no need to resort to traditional methods such as preaching or teaching through words. Example is the most powerful form of education. Eternal love does not need to be proven. Simply honoring and celebrating the memory of your departed loved one is enough to demonstrate it. In the coming months and years, you will receive constant confirmation that everything revealed here is true and is manifesting itself concretely in your reality. You will encounter people who will share similar experiences and confirm that there are no coincidences in the way your life is changing. Meaningful dreams will provide clear messages about the next steps on your journey. Striking synchronicities are confirmation that you are being guided by a higher intelligence that cares for every detail of your existence. If you have felt the touch of this spiritual movement in your life, if you have felt clarity, acceptance, or just a sigh of relief, click "Thank you." This gesture is essential to strengthen this current of light and ensure that these messages reach other people who, like you, also need to awaken to their sacred heritage. The most important confirmation of all will come through the deep peace you will begin to feel about that loss that once seemed unbearable. It will not be a passive piece of resignation, but an active piece of understanding. You will understand viscerally that this person has not disappeared. They have only changed state and continue to participate in your life in a more intimate and powerful way than when they were physically present. You will discover that you can talk to them through your thoughts and receive answers through your intuition. You can count on guidance in moments of doubt and clarity in seemingly random situations. You will always feel accompanied, which will prevent you from ever feeling alone again. The ultimate reality of the inheritance you have received is clear. Not only have you received gifts, abilities, and responsibilities, but you know exactly what to do with them. Your eternal partnership with a soul who now works directly with the higher dimensions is a guarantee that you will have all the support you need to complete the mission you took on when you consciously accepted this spiritual transfer. From today onwards, you will not walk alone on the paths of earthly life. You have a constant presence who knows your essence, your fears, and your limitations perfectly, and who believes fully in your potential. This presence will devote all eternity to helping you become the best version of yourself. Welcome to your new reality. Welcome to your sacred inheritance. Welcome to the beginning of the most meaningful and transformative phase of your existence. Dear soul, you have reached the end of this journey of revelations. It is with great confidence that I invite you to become part of our spiritual family. Share in the comments below which part of this message touched you the most, and how you intend to honor the heritage that is awakening within you. Your story is the inspiration someone else needs to recognize their own sacred mission. If you felt that these words came into your life at the exact moment you needed to hear them, subscribe to the channel to continue receiving the guidance you need for your transformation process. We are not just an online community. We are a family of awakened souls who support each other on the journey of spiritual growth. Share this video with anyone who needs to discover the sacred heritage they carry within themselves. We are the chosen instruments to bring light to those who still walk in the darkness of doubt about their own value and purpose.